Yeah, I was part of the team that shot the tech diversity documentary, so I was the one who was behind the scene.
You see, from the beginning, we had very little resources to use to create the video.
So my role was demonstrating the virtual reality stuff.
Working on the tech diversity documentary was fun for me. And joy on our faces.
One thing I realized from this whole project was that there's beauty in simplicity.
Yeah, so do you see that part where I was demonstrating the virtual reality stuff? Yeah, it sounds so amazing, right?
I saw firsthand how creativity is being applied to motion capture.
One of the first things I'm going to show you is our first process on how we did the hologram scene. So the first thing we did was quite simple. I went into my system and we filmed Joe carrying out certain activities. And one of the activities was like we wanted him to work on a green screen forward as if he's walking towards something. Then we had another scene shooting him from the sideways, he's walking towards the side. Then we had the last shot where he was walking forward. So those are the footages and how we did that particular effect. Now, to create that particular effect, it was quite easy for us. The first thing we did was I brought it into my Premiere Pro and dumped the file there. We just took this scene where he was walking forward, we cut that scene off, then we went to our effect in Premiere Pro, then we just dialed in Ultra Key. So from Ultra Key, just drag it, we dragged it up on top of the footage, then I took the particular pen tool and I selected the background. Then that was how the background just went away. I realized that there was this black part coming out from the scene and here. So what I did was I just switched off the Ultra Key first, then I went under opacity, went under here and reduced it to 25%. Then we took our opacity and did an easy masking to follow the whole shot. So whenever you turn back your Ultra Key, bam, you have the whole scene clean and clear. We went into Cinema 4D effects showing on the table. So what we did there, I went on my Blender and I modeled some couple of images, and when I modeled them, that's like the computer screen that you saw on the table. We never had a computer screen like that. So because when I finished modeling that, I had to just bring it in. These were like the images that we brought in. Then we had our background right there, but you can't see the background right now because I didn't enable it. But basically we had a background. So these were like the screen we had. So what we did was we just tracked the footage using a tracker. So when I put in the tracker, it gave me this track point. Then with the track point, I had to now add all the whole footage and everything came out the way it came out. I went to my render in Cinema 4D and I used Anode rendering. I selected the place I wanted the whole file to be saved, and I clicked Alpha, which is going to give you a transparent background. And when that was done, the next thing we did was we went into After Effects where we did our compositing. Then when we did our compositing, that was where we had the whole effect coming out the way.
My favorite part of this video is the fact that somebody was able to, animate something and go around, and at the end we're able to add effects. In fact, that was Joseph, and Joseph was feeling like a butterfly because it was an aspect that even we didn't even know how it to play out. But the fact that we were able to display the tech diversity and swipe it to the right, and all of those things makes a lot of sense. Tech diversity is actually at its flagship. Not everybody know about what we are building and what we have. Now, over the past 2 years, my team and I, we've been working together tirelessly, and all of our time creating content, creating courses, putting out things out there, and also coming up with a platform, which is our learning management system, to help students achieve this success. In fact, we added so many features that are so interactive that will support the student success. But the question is, how do we put it out there in a more socialized form that everybody can resonate with? And that is why we thought of, okay, I was just relating with Shegun as to, how do we create something? And at some point, we first delegated, we tried to brainstorm, nothing was happening, and at some point, Shegun took a pen and he started mapping out the processes, mapping out the kind of shots that we need, the kind of places that we need to go to. And, looking at the board, looking at the structure on the board, makes me really feel good. And I started having a feeling that, man, we're going to create something nice. And the reason why we're able to create what we have as our premiere documentary today.